I found this in Michigan, in the bedroom of a 12-year-old girl who, sadly, is no longer here to tell us what it is. It's made of thin, yellow, flexible plastic, weighs about 100 grams, and is approximately 6 inches long. There is no manufacturer logo. The only marking on it is a recycling symbol indicating it's made of polypropylene. The plastic is thin and fairly flexible, but feels flimsy, suggesting it was likely intended to be disposable. Any idea what it could be? This is part of the packaging for an IGEL, which is an airway used in medical emergencies. I guess the paramedics left it behind. I hadn't considered that possibility. She was my daughter, and she was wonderful, and I miss her so much. I am grateful to the paramedics for their quickness and help. Now I feel like I should throw it away, but part of me doesn't want to. I don't know. I came across what I initially thought was uranium glass, Vaseline glass, at a Goodwill store, but in a super rare color, purple, rather than the usual white or green. The bottom is marked Fenton from the 1980s. After researching online, I found that Vaseline glass supposedly doesn't come in purple, yet this piece glows incredibly bright. What could it actually be? You would be amazed at all the poisonous shit potters use to make shiny glazes. Lead is the very least poisonous thing they use. There was a massive shit fight about taking it out of food-safe glazes back in the 1980s, but they fought for and kept cadmium. Nothing makes an orange or a yellow like cadmium. But chromium, tin, lead, strontium, uranium, manganese. Yup, all par for the course. Manganese gives you Parkinson's. I recently started pottery, took some classes on glazes and materials, and found all the info on some of the dangerous stuff used for pretty colors. Pretty hilarious and fascinating. Did I mention the thing you do when you open up a red-hot kiln and throw handfuls of salt at the pottery? Makes a beautiful, shiny, metallic glaze. Shame about the chlorine gas, but you can't have everything. Oh, and all that highly colored pretty pottery that you got on holiday in Mexico, Greece, Italy, or Spain. Yeah, that's all poisonous. Don't put food in it. I bought this item at a vintage store in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a wooden object mounted on a metal base, featuring slots all around with smaller pieces of wood protruding from them. I'm not sure if it's just a piece of art or possibly an artifact. There's no additional information and no markings or writing on it anywhere. Any idea what this is made for? It's for cheese making. You run it down the mixture after you add the rennet. This paddle was used for the stirring step, and it would have sat long ways on either side of the vat and been run up and down to stir the mixture. I received this pack of markers from my grandma for Christmas. They don't have any labels or information, only a barcode. The tip is made of hard plastic with no ink and can be unscrewed from the top. The body has a hole on the side with what seems to be a piece of rubber inside, though it isn't attached to anything. The rubber feels similar to an eraser. Are these markers fake, or are they designed for a specific purpose? Any ideas? Those are forever pencils, not markers. They never need sharpening. Inkless pen technology is a fascinating innovation that harnesses the principles of chemistry to revolutionize the way we write. Instead of using a reservoir of ink, this forever pen employs a special metallic alloy tip that makes visible marks on paper through a process known as oxidation. The principle of oxidation is the foundation of inkless pen technology. Oxidation is a process where a substance loses electrons. In the context of an infinite pen, when the metallic tip comes in contact with the paper, it undergoes minor oxidation due to friction. The paper's surface pulls minute particles from the pen's metal tip, which then oxidize and leave a visible mark. Essentially, the paper's surface becomes a canvas for these oxidized particles. The lines produced by an inkless pen resemble pencil markings but are permanent and smudge-proof. Moreover, they are waterproof, further increasing their permanence. I found this in a box of assorted trinkets inherited from a family member. It's about the size of my thumbnail, and the box closes magnetically. The three figures inside seem to be holding unknown objects and wearing robes, with at least one having a beard. They fit in the box with a little extra space. The front and back of the box have 8-pointed stars, while the sides feature 5-pointed stars. The bottom is plain, and the top has some slight ornamentation and a loop. Does anyone know what this is or what the figures might represent? They look like the three Magi, aka three wise men, from the story about the birth of Jesus. The star also kind of looks like a Moravian star, but might also just be related to the star that supposedly led the three Magi to where Jesus was born. Other than that, I'm not really sure the origin, but likely a religious Christian symbol or charm. The object was inherited from my father-in-law, who has no idea where it was purchased or what it might be used for. We're speculating that it could be some sort of religious item. The central panel is able to pivot, and there's a rough patch on the face with a small mesh screen that seems to hold something. The rear cartouche looks like it might have held a picture or some cardstock. The insignia on the bottom appears to show a soldier with a bow and arrow and is marked with the number 45. The object is made of metal, stands 9 inches tall, and may be silver with a spinning piece. It's missing its third leg and weighs around 5 pounds. It appears tarnished in a way typical of silver. Its age could range from 30 to 100 years. Any idea what it could be? It's a memorial candle holder. The small cup is for matches. The rough thing above it is a striker. The candle would go in the open work cup, and a photo would go on the front when closed. My friend found this in a Finnish army barracks. It's made of iron and contains a cylinder with wood inside. The object stands about 1 meter, 3 feet tall, and the wood inside appears chipped, as if it's been poked with something. Any idea what this is made for? It is the mallet supplied with the Bofor's 40mm AA gun and other AA guns. The trouble with them is the material on the striking faces becomes brittle with age and shatters, leaving the wood core when you hit something, used mostly to pound in ground anchor pins when emplacing. My friend found these ceramic dishes at a local charity shop. The shop didn't know what they were, but the AI answer they got was that they're ashtrays, so that's what they're selling them as. My friend thinks for imprinting on dough. There are some ashtrays in similar styles, but I couldn't find anything that looks exactly like these. They are approximately 3 inches in diameter and have crests of different Danish cities on them. They have A1 to A6 on them, which makes me think they're meant to be a set, which is also kind of confusing if they're ashtrays. What are these small indented ceramic dishes for?